Okay, we are live. Okay, welcome. Let's see how this works. I'm currently trying to figure out how lives work. So basically, I didn't know what to talk about, and I thought, okay, well, I do know a little bit about learning, and I guess I find words challenging, so I thought it'd be nice to help people with words. So first and foremost, we're going to look at how to get vocab quickly and save your time, because ultimately you don't want to do it too stressfully. So, what would you be thinking? I reckon everyone there you'd be thinking about saving time, but you probably are also thinking how you get stuck, because even to this day, my degrees have not helped me. I still rely on dictionary websites and thesaurus websites. Like I live on them quite a lot. So if you find that you're trying to log into them often, that's I feel you. But also fundamentally, you're probably relying more on AI now as well, because it's 2025 and everyone relies on AI these days. So what I wanted to do today was I'd like to give you a little bit of a show of how you can build your vocabulary using both, dictionaries, etc., but also the new tools, what to type in, what prompts to use for, say, ChatGPT. So let's have a gander. What was my next thing I was supposed to do? Okay. Let's see. I'll have to figure out how to share my screen now. Oh, what button do I push? That one. Yes, it worked. Okay. So now you're on that screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a challenging word, and we're going to look for it on the dictionary. In the dictionary, one of the grammatical points, I can't remember. Oh, you can even look up your grammar on the dictionary. So I'm a big fan of the Cambridge Dictionary. I think they charge you for it if you use it, if you want like it on your phone. So let's look for a challenging word. So we could use, I like to be meticulous in my work. Meticulous. So let's see what that meaning of word is first. Okay, so someone who's very careful with great attention to detail. So see that gives you an example. So many hours of meticulous preparation have gone into writing the book. Fantastic. And the really cool detail here is, see, it has a synonym. So careful. How do you pronounce that? I'm not going to use the US pronunciation because they can't be correct.
Punctilious.
Punctilious. Punctilious or
punctilious.
Oh, that's one of the two. So that's the related words, which is pretty useful. I would probably, if I was to think of the word I would associate the most with this one, is thorough. Thorough would be the definite one I'd think about. But look, ultimately, you don't want to just use, it's like, oh yeah, dictionary, yay. You need to see it in a sentence. Like, as you can see, we have one sentence here. You want to have a few sentences that you can use, so, this one's giving you, okay. I've got another page ready just for you. And also, actually, moreover, before I go to that, note how we say meticulous here. There's a little detail just to the right that says English. Click on that. Now, you can either click on English, or you can look at thesaurus. So thesaurus is to find different words, find many words. I like to live on the Learner's Dictionary because the definitions are a lot easier. But the great thing about Cambridge is they have translation dictionaries as well. So if you'll notice down here, You go to English Chinese, English Dutch. I might use that later. English Japanese, fantastic, or Indonesian. So semi-bilingual. I'll bet you the. Oh, okay, for when I'm practicing my Turkish, I'll use this one. But let's stick for the Learner's Dictionary for now, and let's see if it's any easier. So very careful with great attention to detail. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I'll search. Okay. Oh, very careful and giving great attention to detail. I think that was the same. So this book is the result of meticulous research. Yeah. So it's using slightly simpler language to really get it. Let's have a look at the thesaurus now, because that's a fantastic little option there. So, meticulous. The reason why I'm sounding them out like that is it's much easier to learn words if you learn the spelling of words if you go meticulous. If you do it, sound it. And if you have pronunciation issues, don't worry about making the mistake when you're breaking it up. You go meticulous, meticulous. Like sound it out to yourself. It really does help. Let's have a look at some synonyms. So synonym means the similar word. Antonym means the opposite word. So careful, yes. And see how it gives us some definition. Sorry, what's called some example sentences. So diligent, thorough, rigorous. I wish I could be more rigorous in my work. Being methodical, systematic. That is any skill you're ever learning, try and be methodical. So precise. So as a dancer, he's very precise. Painstaking, assiduous. So it's really useful going through these things. I mean, I do live on these types of websites. So don't be afraid to live in the dictionary. Even if you have it on your phone, and I mean, if you want to save money, here's a secret. What you do is you go on like your browser on your phone, and then you type in the dictionary, and you save that dictionary to your home screen. So you basically have a shortcut to the web dictionary, which is exactly the same as the app. Personally, I find that method is more effective than paying money for things that I feel that I can never afford, because life's expensive. Okay. But I know what you guys were thinking is you wanted to go, all right, well, how do I use AI to do this exact process? Because really it's just going to say, okay, well, I can do this, but I want to do it faster. So if you want to go a little bit quicker, you're just going to go into the AI tool or your good mate ChatGPT, and you're going to ask them directly. Let's see. Give me 3 example sentences using the word meticulous in I can't spell. I just told you how to spell, and then I misspelled it. In an academic context. Academic context means academic writing. Okay, my teacher friends are going to hate me because I'm using ChatGPT, so don't tell them. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. And then academic. So the researcher maintained meticulous records of each experiment to ensure reproducibility. Reproducing thing. Anyway. And transparency in the study. Sorry if I have a difficult accent to pick up. I came to Australia when I was a teenager, and I've been trying to sound like one ever since, and I'm not sure if it's working yet. So her meticulous analysis of the historical documents revealed previously overlooked patterns in early colonial trade. Oh, that's fun. Okay, meticulous review of the literature was conducted to identify gaps in current knowledge on climate change. Now, I need to know what's a colonial trade. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the keystrokes. Okay, system of commerce and economic exchange that developed between a colonial power such as Britain, France, Spain, or Portugal and its colonies from the 15th to 19th centuries. Interesting. involved in colonial trade, because I feel like this is not entirely accurate, because there weren't just 4 countries involved in colonial trade. So one thing I really would encourage you guys to do is, when you get an answer from ChatGPT, remember it can make errors. So, and it does it often. So check it every time. And if you're not sure of something, just double check it. Yes. All right, here's a few more. Okay. Italy. Okay, and then Denmark and Sweden. Yeah, were there any more? Major colonial powers. Okay. Were there any more empires prior to this period? Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Okay, though their methods and goals weren't always identical to later colonialism, they shared key features such as economic exploitation, cultural dominance, and control of distant territories. Okay, so, all right, so, yeah, but did they have colonial trade? Maybe they did. Maybe they did. No, okay, all right, so, okay, so there was more colonial trade than the ones we looked at, which is very interesting. Okay, but anyway, I'm going off topic, so that's generally how stuff goes in my brain. So try to just use the tools that you need and stay on topic. I find probably will be more useful for you. So this was just a quick one because I wanted to figure out if this tool works, because I'm hoping to do more labs in the future, because it's fun to kind of go across this stuff. And yeah, I mean, look, really the thing you're trying to build is you want to build up, your word family. So the thesaurus website is useful, but you can use your AI as a thesaurus as well. So give me synonyms of what was that word I said? Meticulous. Full stop. Synonyms. I'm doing terribly. Synonyms. Okay. What am I missing? Sin. Sorry. The reason why I tend to not try to just click allow me to understand the spelling is because I'm trying to look at it and figure out how I went wrong. So when my brain doesn't pick up a detail, if I don't think about it to improve myself, it means I'm not learning how to spell in a better way. So if I'm stuck in an exam, if I'm writing something and I don't have access to the internet, I will need to figure out the spelling of something. So it's a good tool to be able to improve your own spelling. Okay, click. Bro, leave me logged out. I don't want to log in. Okay. Thorough, detailed, precise, exactly. So you can see it. It works. Okay, so I've got to go places because unfortunately I got places to be, things to see. Hopefully that was useful. And let's put my head somewhere else. Oh, how's that? Oh. Okay, maybe I'll do that next time. I'm figuring out how this works because I've been exposed to this tool and I'm just playing around with it at the moment. So hopefully you learned something. And yeah, if you liked it, subscribe. Wait, what's that? I see what button's about it. It does. Yeah. Wait, how do I do it? How do I add this to the? There. Okay. Yeah. So I click the button. It says like and subscribe, and if I de-click it, it unclicks it. Okay. Oh, that's fantastic. So, that's fun. That was more fun than I expected. So hopefully, if you're watching, the replay, feel free to comment around and tell me what you found useful and what you might want to see next, because I'm going to figure out what people want to see and I'd like to make stuff for people. Okay, so thank you. Goodbye. Wait, I had a thing. Okay, anyway. All right, bye.